Hi, my name is Beth Powell. Welcome to Teacher Preparation for Online Instruction. This presentation's objective is for learners to understand a basic process for preparing for online instruction. The first step is to consider your audience. Who are you teaching? One important audience consideration is student ages. Online pre-K read-alouds will need a different approach than higher ed or adult learning courses. It's also important to understand if any students have accessibility requirements that have not already been addressed by the school's student services group. Next, you'll need to think about what you're teaching, specifically the subject and content. Be sure to plan the proper amount of time to design and build the entire course before the course begins. Your students are not in a classroom with you, and this means there is not a block of time automatically scheduled for them. Therefore, it's important that you be prepared so as to allow your students to manage their time. Changes disrupt schedules and could result in less than optimal performance. Some laws to be mindful of when designing courses are FERPA, copyright, and time on task requirements. Instructional design is key to online course success, and it's also a discipline in and of itself, so in this presentation we won't dive too far into that rabbit hole. I will, however, take a moment to recommend this great instructional design textbook, Designing Effective Instruction by Morrison, Ross, Kalman, and Kemp. The 7th edition is about $90, but the 5th edition is only $12. Online courses are typically formatted by weeks or modules, followed by topics which include lessons and activities. Content that is divided into digestible pieces flow and perform better. Curation is paramount in online courses. Be thoughtful and deliberate about the content you include. The first Google search response may not be the best. Find the best content and present it in an easy-to-read, attractive manner. Layout is important. When in doubt, add more white space. Make sure your content aligns with your objective. Jennifer Rodriguez's Cult of Pedagogy podcast has a great episode covering this topic called Are You a Curator or a Dumper? To this point in the presentation, we've probably just touched on things you already know. As seasoned educators, you likely have the who's and what's of course development figured out. So let's next focus on delivery. You need to determine if your online instruction will be entirely asynchronous or will it also involve live classes. If your course has a live instruction component, how will that be delivered? Does the video conferencing platform require a software download and account setup before use? It is important to consider the logistics of the course from the student perspective as you are creating it. What are the logistics involved? Students need computers, but what are the system requirements for your LMS? Do your students need to enable Adobe Flash for sites? Are there pop-ups that need to be enabled? Do you need to consider accessibility options? A tech support section of the course with how-to videos will go a long way toward minimizing technical frustrations. Once your course is designed and your tech requirements are understood, you will begin the digitizing process. There are a plethora of options for this process. Digitizing a course is most often done using an authoring tool such as Smart Sparrow, Google Course Builder, or Adobe Captivate, after which it is hosted on a learning and management system like Brightspace, Canvas, or Moodle. However, sometimes learning management systems double as authoring tools. A few other free options are Google Classroom and Google Sites. You'll want to jazz up your course with assets. Assets are the things you include in your course like photos, videos, and music. It's best to use free assets whenever possible, and some sources for this are shown on the screen. In the event that you need to use a copyrighted asset, you'll want to ensure it passes the fair use test. Cornell University provides a very good guide for educators' use of copyrighted materials. The link to that guide is also shown here. One thing we don't want to overlook is navigation. Remember, students are navigating through the LMS or course website on their own, so take the time to help them by incorporating wayfinding instructions along the way. Student engagement is a challenge in both seated and online classrooms, but perhaps more so in online classrooms. Therefore, it is important to deliberately plan for student engagement. Live classes can incorporate interactive slide decks like those from Pear Deck. They can also include gameplay like customized Kahoot trivia games. Asynchronous classes can use the LMS discussion component Flipgrid, or even peer grading to promote student interaction and engagement. Another thing to consider is that your course will be accessed from a variety of devices, whether you want it to or not. Most LMS systems incorporate screen adaptability, but if you're building a course website, you'll need to adjust the layouts accordingly.
Hello. I want to take a minute in the presentation to talk about the instructor's presence in an online course. One great way to establish your presence as an instructor is to record an introductory video of yourself. Other ways are to share social media accounts, or if you're uncomfortable with that, share a personal website. You should also post video and audio throughout the course with updates. For more information on this topic, visit Cornell University's Center for Innovative Teaching. The web address is shown on the screen.
And now it's time for the assignment. We have 2 discussion questions for this topic. The first one is, what is your favorite tech tool for student engagement? And you'll answer this question on Flipgrid. The address is shown here. And for the second question, I would like you to consider this course that we're in, Learning in a Digital Age, and share which component you find most effective. For example, I find Dr. Asino's recorded videos a very effective navigation tool. You'll answer this question on the course discussion page. Thank you. I appreciate your time and attention. I hope you all have a great day.